doth beat upon the plain fields. Wherefore, let us sit down, Gallathea, under this fair oak by whose broad leaves being defended from the warm beams, we may enjoy the fresh air which softly breathes from Humber floods.
Father, you have devised well, and whilst our flocks roam up and down this pleasant green, you shall recount to me, if it please you, for what cause was this tree dedicated unto Neptune, and why you have thus disguised me.
In times past, where thou seest a heap of small pebble, stood a stately temple of white marble, which was dedicated to the god of the sea. But fortune, constant in nothing but in constancy, did change her copy, as the people their custom, for the land being oppressed by Danes, who instead of sacrifice committed sacrilege, instead of religion rebellion, and made a prey of that in which they should have made their prayers, tearing down the temple, even with the earth being almost equal with the skies, enraged. So the God who binds the winds in the hollows of the earth, that he caused the seas to break their bounds, Sith men had broke their vows, and to swell as above their reach, as men had swerved beyond their reason. But at last, our countrymen repenting, and not too late, because at last Neptune, either weary of his wrath or weary to do them wrong, upon condition consented to ease their miseries.
What condition will not miserable man accept?
The condition was this, that at every 5 years' day, the fairest and the chastest virgin in all the country should be brought unto this tree, and here being bound, whom neither parentage shall excuse for honor nor virtue for integrity, is left for a peace offering unto Neptune.
Dear is the peace that is bought with guiltless blood.
I'm not able to say that, but he sendeth a monster called the Agar, against whose coming the waters roar, the fowls fly away, and the cattle in the field for terror shun the banks. Now, Gallathea, here endeth my tale, and beginneth thy tragedy.
Alas, father, and why so?
I would thou hadst been less fair, or more fortunate, then shouldst thou not repine that I have disguised thee in this attire, for thy beauty will make thee to be thought worthy of this god. And to avoid therefore destiny, for wisdom ruleth the stars, I think it better to use an unlawful means to honor preserved, than intolerable grief, both life and honor hazarded, and to prevent, if it be possible, thy consolation by my craft.
Father, I've been attentive to hear, and by your patience, am ready to answer. Destiny may be deferred, not prevented, and therefore it were better to offer it me in triumphing than to be drawn to it with dishonor. Hath nature, to say, make me so fair above all, and shall not virtue make me as famous as others? Do you not know? Or does over carefulness make you forget that an honorable death is to be preferred before the infamous life? The destiny to me cannot be so hard as this disguising people.
To gain love, the gods have taken shapes of beasts, and to save life, art thou going to take the attire of men?
They were beastly gods. The lust can make them seem as beasts.
In health, it is easy to counsel the sick, but it's hard for the sick to follow wholesome counsel. Well, let us depart. The day is far spent. Fair nymph, are you strayed from your company by chance, or love you to wander so totally on purpose?
Fair boy, or god, or whatever you be, I would you knew these words are to me so well known, that I cannot stray though I would, and my mind so free, that to be melancholy I have no cause. There is none of Diana's train that any can train, either out of their way, or out of their wits.
What is the Diana a goddess? What her name's virgins? What her pastimes hunting?
A goddess who knows it not, virgins who thinks it not, hunting who loves it not.
I pray thee, sweet wench, amongst all your sweet truth, is there not one that follows the sweetest thing, sweet love?
Love, good sir. What mean you by it, or what do you call it?
A heat full of coldness, a sweet full of bitterness, a pain full of pleasantness, which makes souls have eyes and hearts ears, bred by desire, nursed by delight, winged by jealousy, killed by dissembling, buried by ingratitude. And this is love. Fair lady, will you any?
I have neither will nor leisure, but I will follow Diana in chase, whose virgins are all chaste, delighting in the bow that wounds the swift heart in the forest, not fearing the bow that strikes the soft heart in the chamber. This difference is between my mistress Diana and your mother, as I guess Venus, that all her nymphs are amiable and wise in their kind, the other amorous and too kind for their sex. And so, farewell, little gods.
Diana, and thou and all thine shall know that Cupid is a great god. I will practice a while in these woods and play such pranks with these nymphs that while they aim to hit others with their arrows, they shall be wounded themselves with their own eyes.
Blush, Gallathea. Thou must frame thy affection, feed for thy habits, and therefore be thought immodest, because thou art unfortunate. Thy father, Gallathea, whose blind love corrupted his fond judgment, and jealous of thy death, seemeth to dote on thy beauty, whose fond care carries his partial eye is far from truth, as his heart is from falsehood. But why dost thou blame him, or flout what thou art, when thou shouldst only counterfeit what thou art not? But least, there cometh a lad, I will learn of him how to behave myself.
Neither like my gait nor my garments, the one untoward, the other unfit, was unseemly, O Phillida! But yonder stays wrong, and therefore say nothing. But, O Phillida!
I perceive that boys are in past great disliking of themselves as maidens. Therefore, though I wear apparel, I'm glad I'm not the person.
It is a pretty boy and a fair. He might well have been a woman. But because he is not, I am glad I am. Now, under the color of my coat, I shall decipher the praise of their kind.
I would salute him, but I fear I should make a courtesy instead of a leg.
If I trust my face, as well as I do my habit, I would spend some time to make pastime, to say what they will of a man's wit. It is no second thing to be a woman.
All the blood in my body would be in my face. If you should ask me, as the question among men is common, are you a maid?
Why stand I still? Boys should be bold. But here comes a brave flame that will spill all our talk.
Godspeed, fair boy.
You are deceived, lady.
Why? Are you no boy?
No fair boy.
But I see an unhappy boy.
Saw you not the deer coming down this way? He flew down the wind. and I believe you have lunched.
Whose deer was it, lady?
Diana's dear.
I saw none but my own deer.
This wag is wanton or a fool. Ask the other, Diana.
I know not how it comes to pass, but yonder boy is in my eye, so beautiful. I forgot the lady thinking about my deer.
Pretty lad, do your sheep feed in the forest? Or are you strayed from your flock? Or on purpose come ye to mar Diana's pastime?
I understand not one word you speak.
What art thou neither lad nor shepherd?
My mother said I could be no lad till I was 20 years old, nor keep sheep till I could tell them. And therefore, lady, neither lad nor shepherd is here.
These boys are both agreed. Either they're very pleasant or too perverse. You had best, Lady, make them trust these woods, whilst we stand with our bows, and so use them as beagles, since they have so good bow.
I will. Follow me without delay or excuse. And if can do nothing, yet shall you handle the deer.
I am willing to go. I for this ladies' company, because myself of a virgin, but for that fair boy's favor, who I think we are God.
You, sir boy, shall also go.
I must, if you command, and would, if you have not.
Now Cupid, under the shape of a silly god, show the power of a mighty god. Let Diana and all her co-nymphs know that there's no heart so chaste but thy bow can burn, no eyes so modest but thy browns can kindle, no thoughts so staid but thy shafts can make wavering, weak, and wanton. Cupid, though he be a child, is no baby. I will use some tyranny in these woods, and so shall their exercise in foolish love be my excuse for running away. I will see whether fair faces be always chaste, or Diana's virgins only modest. Else will I spend both my shafts and shafts, and then, ladies, if you see these dainty days entrapped in love, say softly to yourselves, we may all love.
The silly shepherds go about to deceive great Neptune in putting on men's attire upon women, and Cupid to make sport deceive them all by using a woman's apparel upon a god. Then Neptune, that has taken sundry shapes to obtain love, stick not to practice some deceit to show thy deity, and having often thrust thyself into the shape of beasts to deceive men, be not called to use the shape of a shepherd, to show thyself a god. Neptune cannot be overreached by his wings. Himself is subtle, and if Diana be overtaken by craft, Cupid is wise. I will into these woods and mark all, and in the end will mar all.
How now, Gallathea, miserable Gallathea, that having put down the apparel of a boy, thou canst also put on the mind. Oh, fair Malabus, I, too fair, and therefore I fear, too proud. Had it been better for thee to have been a sacrifice to Neptune, and a slave to Cupid, to die for thy country, than to live inside fancy, to be a sacrifice, than a lover. Oh, but when I hunted his eye with my heart, he might have seen my heart with his eyes. Why did nature to him a boy give a face so fair. To me, a virgin, a fortune so hard. I will no use for the distaff of the bow, and played quotes abroad that was once so in my semblant home. It may be, Gallathea. Foolish Gallathea, what may be? Nothing. Let me follow him into the woods, and thou sweet Venus, be my guide.
Poor Phillida cursed the time of their birth and rareness of their beauty, their unaptness of their apparel, and the untamedness of their affections. Art thou no sooner in the habit of a boy, but thou must be enamored of a boy. What shalt thou do, when what best liketh thee, most discontenteth thee? Go into the woods, watch the good times his best moods, and transgress in love a little of their modesty. I will. I dare not. Thou must. I cannot. Then pine in thy own peevishness. I will not. I will. Oh, Phillida, do something, nay, anything rather than live thus. Well, what I will do, myself knows not, but what I ought, I know too well, and so I go resolute, either to belay my love, or suffer shame.
How now? What new conceits? What strange contraries breathe in thy mind? Is thy Diana become a Venus? Thy chaste thoughts turn to wanton looks? Thy conquering modesty to a captive imagination? Beginnest thou, perhaps, to die in the air and live in the fire? To leave the sweet delight of hunting, and to follow the hot desire of love? Can Cupid's brands quench Vesta's flames, and his feeble shafts headed with feathers pierce deeper than Diana's arrows headed with steel? Break thy bow, Telusa, that seekest to break thy vow, and let those hands that aim to hit the wild heart scratch out those eyes that have wounded thy tame heart. O vain and only naked name of chastity, that is made eternal and perish by time, holy and is infected by fancy, divine and is made mortal by folly. O Melanus, because thou art fair, must I be fickle, and false my vow because I see thy virtue? Fond girl that I am to think of love, nay, vain profession that I follow to disdain. But here comes the Eurota. I must now put on a red mask and blush, lest she perceive my pale face and laugh.
Telusa, Diana bid me hunt you out, and saith that you care not to hunt with her, but if you follow any other game than she hath roused, your punishment shall be to bend all our bows and weave all our strings. Why look ye so pale, so sad, so wildly?
Eurota, the game I follow is the thing I fly. My strange disease is my chief desire.
I am no idiot to expand riddles, and I muse how thou canst be sphinx to utter them. But I pray thee, Telusa, tell me what thou ailest. If thou be sick, this ground hath leaves to heal. If melancholy, here pastimes to use. If peevish, wit must win it, or time, or counsel. If thou be in love, for I have heard of such a beast called love, it shall be cured. Why blushest thou, Telusa?
To hear thee in reckoning my pains to recite thine own. I saw Eurota, how amorously you glanced your eye on the fair boy in the white coat, and how cunningly, now that you would have some talk of love, You hit me in the teeth with love.
I confess that I am in love, and yet swear that I know not what it is. I feel my thoughts unknit, mine eyes unstayed, my heart I know not how affected or infected, my sleeps broken and full of dreams, my vagueness sad and full of sighs, myself in all things unlike myself. If this be love, I would it had never been devised.
Thou hast told what I am uttering what thyself is. These are my passions, you utter, my unbridled passions, my intolerable passions, which I will as good acknowledge and crave counsel, as to deny and endure peril.
How did it take you first, Alyssa?
By the eyes, my wanton eyes, which conceived the picture of his face, and hanged in on the very strings of my heart. O fair Melopis, fond to lose her, but how did it take you, Eurota?
If myself felt only this infection, I would then take upon me the definition. But being incident to so many, I dare not myself describe it. But we will all talk about that in the woods. Diana storms that sending one to seek another, she loseth all. Servia, of all the nymphs the coyest, loves deadly, and exclaimeth against Diana, honoureth Venus, detesteth Vesta, and makes the common scorn of virtue. Clymene, whose stately looks seem to amaze the greatest lords, stoopeth, eateth, and falleth on the strange boy in the woods. Myself, with blushing I speak it, am thrall to the boy, the fair boy, the beautiful boy.
I love Melopis, and my deserts shall be answerable to my desires. I will forsake Diana for him. I will die for him.
So said Clymene, and she will have him. I cannot, my sweet Tityrus, though he seem proud, I impute it to childishness, who being yet scarce out of his sweat clouds, cannot understand these deep conceits. I love him.
Modest all that we are, unfortunate all that we are like to be. Oh, divine love, which art therefore called divine, because thou overreachest the wisest, conquerest the chastest, and dost all things both unlikely and impossible, because thou art love. Thou makest the bashful impudent, the wise fawn, the chaste wanton, and workest contraries to our reach. Beyond thyself is beyond reason.
Talk no more, Telusa. Your words wound. Would I were no woman.
Would Telusa were nobody.
It is pity that nature framed you, not a woman, having a face so fair, so lovely a countenance, so modest a behavior.
I would not wish to be a woman unless the word thou art a man.
Nay, I do not wish to be woman, for then I should not love thee. For I have sworn never to love a woman.
Strange humor in so free a youth, and according to mine or myself, will never love a woman.
It were a shame if a maiden should be a suitor, a sin hated in that sex, that thou shouldst deny to be her servant.
If it be a shame in me, it can be no commendation in you, for yourself is of that mind.
Suppose I were a virgin. I blush in supposing myself man, and that under the habit of a boy were the person of a maid. If I should utter my sexual desire, manifest my sweet love by my sweet tears, and prove my loyalty and spotless, and my beliefs in love, would not then thus
oaths, bribes, and whatever can be invented in love. Desire favor, we do not yield.
What doubtful speeches be these? I fear me his as I am, a maiden.
What dread rises in my mind? I fear the boy to be as I am, a maiden.
Hush, it cannot be. His voice shows the contrary.
Yet I do not think it, for he would then have blushed.
What shall I do? Either he is subtle or my sex simple.
I've known divers of Dana's limbs enamored him, yet have he rejected all, either as too proud to disdain or too childish not to understand, or that he knoweth himself to be a virgin.
I am in a quandary. Diane's nymphs have followed him, and he despised them, either knowing too well the beauty of his own face, or that himself is of the same mold. I will once again try him. You promised me in the words that you would love me before all Diane's nymphs.
Aye, so you would love me before all Dana's nymphs.
You prefer a tall boy as a young before so very as you are?
Why should not I, as well as you?
Come, let us in the grove and make much fun of another. That time there was to sing one of another.
What news have we here, ladies? Are all in love? Are Diana's nymphs become Venus's wantons? Is it a shame to be chaste because you be admirable? Or must you needs be amorous because you are fair? O Venus, if this be thy spite, I will requite it with more than hate. Well shalt thou know what it is to drip thy arrows up and down Diana's list. There is an unknown nymph that straggling up and down these woods, which I suspect hath been the weaver of these woes. I saw her slumbering by the brookside. Go search her and bring her. If you find upon her shoulder a bird, it is Cupid. If any print on her back like a leaf, it is Medea. If any picture on her left breast like a bird, it is Calypso. Whoever it be, bring her hither, and speedily bring her hither. How now, sir? Are you called? Are you Cupid?
Thou shalt see, Diana, that I dare confess myself to be Cupid.
And thou shalt see, Cupid, I will show myself to be Diana, that is, conqueror of thy loose and untamed appetites. Be thy mother Venus, under the color of a nymph, send thee hither to wound my nymphs. That she add craft to her malice, mistrusting her deity. Practice deceit, is there no place for my groves, no persons but my nymphs? Cruel and kind Venus, despite the only chastity, thou shalt see that Diana's power shall revenge thy policy and tame this pride. As for thee, Cupid, I will break thy bow, and burn thy arrows, bind thy hands, clip thy wings, and fetter thy feet. Let Venus, that great goddess, ransom Cupid, the little god. These ladies, whom thou hast infected with foolish love, shall both tread on thee and triumph over thee.
Diana, what I have done cannot be undone, but what you mean to do shall. Venus has some gifts to her friends, Cupid shall have all.
Are you prating? I will send thee a task every day, which if thou finish not, thou shalt feel the smart. Thou shalt be used as Diana's slave, no Venus's son. All the world shall see that I will use thee like a captive, and show myself a conqueror. Come, have him in, and we may devise a punishment for his proud presumptions.
We will never pity thee, though thou be a god.
This is the day wherein you must satisfy Neptune and save yourselves. Call together your fair daughters, and for a sacrifice, take the fairest, for better it is to offer a virgin than suffer ruin. If you think it against nature to sacrifice your children, think it also against sense to destroy your country. If you imagine Neptune pitiless to desire such a prey, confess yourselves perverse to deserve such a punishment. You see this tree, this fatal tree, whose leaves though they glister like gold, yet it threateneth to fair virgin's grief? To this tree must the beautifulest be bound, until the monster Agar carry her away. And if the monster come not, then assure yourselves that the fairest is concealed, and then your country shall be destroyed. Therefore, consult with yourselves, not as fathers of children, but as favorers of your country. Let Neptune have his right if you will have your quiet. Thus have I warned you to be careful, and would wish you to be wise, knowing that whoso hath the fairest daughter hath the greatest fortune in losing one to save all.
Come, Cupid, to your task. First, you must undo all these lovers' knots, because you tied them.
If they be true love knots, it is impossible to unknit them. If false, I never tied them.
Make no excuse but to it.
Love knots are tied with eyes and cannot be undone with hands, made fast with thoughts and cannot be unloosed with fingers. Had Diana no task to set Cupid to, but thinks impossible, I will to it.
That falls in sunder of itself.
It was made of a man's soul, which will never hang together.
You have undone that well.
A, because it was never tied well.
To the rest, for she will give you no rest. These two knots are finely untied.
It was because I never tied them. The one was knit by Pluto, not Cupid. By money, not love. The other by force, not faith. By appointment, not affection.
Why do you lay that knot aside?
For death.
Why?
Because the knot was knit by faith, and must only be knit of death.
Why, how now? You tie the knots fast.
I cannot choose. It goes against my mind to make them loose.
Let me see. Knot is impossible to be undone.
It is the true love knot of a woman's heart, therefore cannot be undone. Lady, can you for pity's sake Cupid thus punish?
Why did Cupid punish us without pity?
Is love a punishment?
It is no pastime.
Oh Venus, if those souls Cupid as a captive want to obey that was wont to command, hearing ladies' threats that once pierced their hearts, I cannot tell whether you wouldst revenge it for the spite, or laugh at it for the sport. The time may come, Diana. The time shall come. But thou that settest Cupid to undo knots shall entreat Cupid to tie knots. And you, ladies, that with solace have beheld my pains, shall with sighs entreat my pity. This day is the solemn sacrifice of this tree, wherein the fairest virgin, were not the inhabitants faithless, should be offered unto me. But so over-careful are fathers to their children that they forget the safety of their country, and fearing to become unnatural, become unreasonable. Their sleights may bully a man, deceive me they cannot. I will be there at the hour, and show as great cruelty as they have done craft. And well shall they know that Neptune should have been entreated, not cozened.
I wonder what burden people listen. It is happy you are known for them. They would have told you because you are so fair.
If you had been a maiden too, I did not have fear because you are fair.
I pray these with heart, but not me. Speak to you of myself. For in my eyes of all the world, thou art fair. When we are both boys and both lovers, that our certainly have been told and for us. Let me continue from.
I accept that name for divers before have called me mistress.
What chose?
Nay, there was the mistress.
Will not you be at the sacrifice?
No,
Why?
because I dreamt that if I were there, I should be turned to a virgin, and then, being so fair as thou says I am, I should be offered as thou knowest one must. But will not you be there?
Not unless I were sure that a boy might be sacrificed and not a maiden.
Why, then you're in danger.
But I would escape it by deceit. But seeing we are resolved to be both absent, let us wander into this world till the hour be past.
I am agreed, for then my fear will be past.
Why? What does to fear?
Nothing but that you love me not.
I will. Phillida, what shouldst thou think of thyself? The last one that I fear me is as thyself is. And may it not be that my father practiced the same deceit with her that my father has with me. And knowing her to be fair, feared she should be unfortunate. If it be so, Phillida, how desperate is thy case? If it is not, how doubtful.
Bring forth the virgin, the fatal virgin, the fairest virgin, if you mean to appease Neptune and preserve your country.
Miserable and accursed Hebe, that being neither fair nor fortunate, thou shouldst be thought most happy and beautiful. Curse thy birth, thy life, thy death, being born to live in danger, and having lived, to die by deceit. Art thou the sacrifice to appease Neptune and satisfy the custom, the bloody custom ordained for the safety of thy country? Ay, Hebe, poor Hebe. Men will have it so, whose forces command the weak natures. Nay, the gods will have it so. His powers dally with their purposes. Shall it only be lawful amongst us in the prime of youth and pride of beauty to destroy both youth and beauty? In what was honoured in fruits and flowers as a virtue, to violate in aversion as a vice? But alas, destiny alloweth no dispute. Die, Hebe. Hebe, die. Awful Hebe, and only accursed Hebe. Farewell the sweet delights of life, and welcome now the bitter pangs of death. Farewell, my sweet parents, yet to be mine unfortunate parents. Come, Aga, thou unsatiable monster of maiden's blood and devourer of beauty's bowels,
Glut thyself till thou serve it, and let my life end thine. Tear these tender joints with thy greedy jaws. This yellow locks with thy black feet, this fair face with thy foul teeth. Why abatest thou wonted swiftness? I am fair. I am a virgin. I am ready. Come, Aga, thou horrible monster! And farewell, world, thou vile monster!
The monster is not come, and therefore I see Neptune is abused, whose rage will, I fear me, be both infinite and intolerable. Take in this virgin, whose want beauty hath saved her own life and all yours. We could not find any fairer.
Neptune will. Go deliver her to father.
Come, Hebe. There is no time for us to reason. It had been best for us thou had been most beautiful.
Fortunate Hebe, how shalt thou express thy joys? Nay, unhappy girl, thou art not the fairest. Had it not been better for thee to have died with fame than to live with dishonor? To have preferred the safety of thy country and rareness of thy beauty before sweetness of life and vanity of the world? But alas, destiny would not have it so. Destiny could not. For it asketh the beautifulest. I would, Hebe, thou hast been the beautifulest.
The virgin that have been offered to Neptune, like either the person is burdened or she not so careless.
I cannot conjecture the cause, but I fear the bad.
Why should you fear? The god requires no boy.
What he did, then should have no fear.
I'm glad he does not though, because if he did, I should have also cause to fear. But wait, what manner of god is this? Let us closely withdraw ourselves into the thicket.
And do men begin to be equal with gods, seeking by craft to overreach them, that by power oversee them? Do they dote so much on their daughters that they stick not to dally with our deities? Well shall the inhabitants see that destiny cannot be prevented by craft, not my anger be appeased by submission. I will make havoc of Diana's nymphs. My temple shall be dyed with maiden's blood, and there shall be nothing more vile to be a virgin. To be young and fair shall be accounted shame and punishment, and in so much as it shall be thought as dishonorable to be honest, as fortunate to be deformed.
Oh, Neptune, hast thou forgotten thyself, or wilt thou cling forsake me? Hath Diana brought danger to her nymphs, because they be chaste? Shall virgin suffer both pain and shame, which always deserveth praise and honor?
Praise and honor, Neptune, nothing less, except it be commendable to be coy and honorable to be peevish. Sweet Neptune, if Venus can do anything, let her try it in this one thing, that Diana may find a small comfort at thy hands, as love hath her courtesy at hers. This is she that hateth sweet delight, envieth loving desires, stoppeth amorous ears, bridleth youthful mouths, and under a name or a word, constancy, entertaineth all kind of cruelty. She hath taken my son Cupid, my lovely son, using him like a apprentice, whipping him like a slave, scorning him like a beast. Therefore, Neptune, I entreat thee by no other god than the god of let that thou evil entreat this goddess of hate.
I say there is nothing more vain than to dispute with Venus, whose untamed affections have bred more pearls in heaven than is fit to repeat in earth, or possible to recount in number. I have killed him, and will keep him, not to dandle in my lap, whom I abhor in my heart, but to love him to scorn, that had in my virgin's heart such deep scars.
Scars, Diana call you then, and I know to be bleeding wounds. Alas, weak deity, it stretcheth not so far, both to abate the sharpness of his arrows and to heal the hurts. No. Love's wounds, when they seem green, rankle and fester to the death within. Therefore, Neptune, if Venus ever stood thee instead, furthered thy fancies, or shall at all times be at thy command, let either Diana bring her virgins to a continual massacre, or release.
It is known, Venus, that your tongue is as unruly as your thoughts, and your thoughts as unstained as your eyes. Diana cannot chatter. Venus cannot.
It is an honor for Diana to have Venus near, but she so speaketh well. But you shall see I come not to try. Therefore once again, Neptune, if that be not buried, which must never die, fancy. Or that be quenched, which must ever burn, affection. Feel thyself the same Neptune that I knew thee to be when thou wast a shepherd. And let Venus's words not be vain in thine ears, since thine were ever imprinted in my heart.
It were unfair that goddesses should strive, and it were unreasonable that I should not yield. And therefore to please both attend. Diana I must honor, her virtue deserves no less. But Venus I must love, I must confess so much. Diana, restore Cupid to Venus, and I will forever release the sacrifice of virgins. If therefore you love your limbs as she does her son, or prefer not a private grudge before common grief, answer what you will do.
I account not the choice hard, for had I 20 Cupids, I would send them all to save one virgin, knowing love to be a thing of all the vilest, virginity to be a virtue of all the noblest.
I agree to this willingly, for I too will be weary of how my son wander again. But Diana cannot forbid him to woo.
Yes, chastity is not within the level of this mode.
But beauty is a fair mark to hit.
Well, I am glad you agreed, and say that Neptune has dealt well with beauty and chastity.
Here, take your son.
Alas, poor boy, thy wings clipped, thy brown squenched, thy bow burnt, and thy arrows broke.
Ay, but it skills not. I bear now mine arrows in my eyes, my wings on my throat, my browns in my ears, my bow in my mouth, so as I can wound with looking, fly with thinking, burn with hearing, shoot with speaking.
Well, you shall up to heaven with me, for on earth thou wilt lose.
But soft would be these.
Those that have abandoned thee to save their daughters.
Where be they?
In yonder woods, and methinks I see them coming.
Well, your deserts have not gotten pardon for these goddesses' jars.
This is my daughter, my fair Gallathea.
Destined to Phillida. It's got to be Gallathea. Unfortunate Gallathea, if this be further, that all this while enamored of further, that sweet further.
Do you both be maidens love one another?
I had thought they have made agreeable with the sex, so burnt in the fire of my own fancy.
I had thought that in the attire of a boy there could not have lodged the body of a virgin, and so was it inflamed with a sweet desire, which now I find a sore
Now things falling out as they do. You must leave this form from affections. Nature will have it so. Necessity must.
I will never love any but Phillida. Her love is engraven in my heart with her eyes.
Why any but Gallathea, whose face is imprinted in my thoughts by her words?
An idle choice, strange and foolish, for one virgin to dote on another, and to imagine a constant faith where there can be no cause of affection. How like you these, Venus?
I like well and alive. They shall both be possessed of their wishes, for never shall it be said that nature or fortune shall overthrow love and faith. Is your love unspotted, begun with truth, continued with constancy, and not to be altered till death?
Die, Gallathea, if thy love be not so.
Accursed be the Phillida, if their love be not so.
Soft daughter, you must know whether I will have you a son, for by that means my young son shall lose his inheritance.
Why then get him to be made a maiden, and then there's nothing lost?
If there be such changing, I would Venus could make my wife a man.
Why?
Because she loves always to play with men.
How say you, Tityrus? Shall we refer it to Venus?
I am content, because she is a goddess.
Suppose all these things were then.
Which is to love, or the mistress of love, impossible? Was it not Venus that did the like to Ephes and the Antilles? How say ye? Are ye both agreed?
I am content, so I may embrace Gallathea.
I wish it, so I may enjoy Phillida.
Neptune, you will not dislike it.
Not I.
Nor you, Diana.
Not I.
Cupid shall not.
I will not.
Then let us depart. Neither of them shall know what it shall be till they come to the church door. What shall be? Doth it suffice?
I suppose that is not Gallathea?
Yes, Phillida.
Then follow us.
Go all, 'tis I only that concludes all. You ladies may see that Venus can make constancy fickleness, courage cowardice, modesty lightness, working things impossible in your sex, and tempering hardest heart like softest wood. Yield ladies, you to love ladies, which lurketh under your eyelids whilst you sleep, and playeth with your heartstrings whilst you wake, whose sweetness never breatheth satiety, labor weariness, nor grief bitterness. Cupid was begotten in a mist, nursed in clouds, and sucking only upon consist. Confess him a conqueror, whom ye ought to regard, since it is impossible to resist. For this is infallible, that love conquereth all things but itself. And ladies, all hearts